प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादीनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधाम् बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततम् पूर्णाय बोधात्मने ब्रह्माहं यत्प्रसादेन मयि विश्वं प्रकल्पितं श्रीमत्स्वयं प्रकाशाख्यं प्रणौमि जगतां गुरुं यः परमात्मा जगत्सृष्ट्वा प्रविवेश पुनः स्वयं तं कृष्णं प्रत्यगात्मानं वन्दे गोपी मनोहरम् यस्य प्रसादादहमद्वयात्मा विश्वं समस्तं मयि कल्पितं च तं सर्वलोकैकगुरुं सदाश्री स्वयं प्रकाशं गुरुमानतोऽस्मि गुरुणां चरणां भोजं प्रणिपत्य निरन्तरं तत्कृपालेशतोऽद्वैत चिन्ताकौस्तुभमारभे All right. So now, in saying or explaining how the Vakyam, meaning the Vakyam that we are contemplating upon, which is Tattvamasi Mahavakya, is able to deliver its meaning. For any Vakya to function, for any sentence to function, and the function of the sentence is to deliver the meaning whose meaning is definitely different or something more than what is the meaning of the words which are the constituents of the sentence. All right. So we have the words which happen to be the constituents of the sentence. Then these words in association with each other, they have to have an established relationship, and then those words in return or become a sentence, and the sentence has its own meaning. This is the general principle which we have seen so far. Another important thing that we have seen and understood is that the meaning of the words tat and of tvam. The meaning of the word tat, how do we arrive at this meaning? How do we arrive at the meaning of the word tvam was through the process of adhyaropa apavada. or was through the Anvaya and Vyatireka. It must be that. Anvaya and Vyatireka. So by that process, we now have the meaning of the word Tat as Akhanda Chaitanyam and the meaning of the word Tvam as the Pratyak Chaitanyam, the inner consciousness and the consciousness without any parts, meaning the partless consciousness. Akhanda Chaitanyam. Akhanda means that where there is no khanda, where there is no part, where there is no gap. Akhanda Chaitanyam. Now you have understood that what is meant by the word I for you is Pratyak Chaitanyam. Now the meaning of the word I for the student is not aham karta, aham bhokta, that I am an experiencer, I am the knower, I am the doer. The meaning is pure consciousness, because doing is an activity which is now associated with the body-mind complex. Knowing is an activity associated with the mind and the buddhi. Experiencing is also an activity associated with the buddhi. And therefore, since these activities are located in the body-mind complex, and I being the illuminator of the body-mind complex, I being the witness of this body-mind complex, the body-mind complex and the activities of the body-mind complex, or even the attributes of the body-mind complex, do not define me. So now the meaning is not I am a man, I am a woman, I am good, I am bad, I am holy, I am profane. None of these meanings now are the meanings of the word I. What is the meaning of the word I? Pratyak Chaitanyam. This is what the student has come to. You know, up to this point, coming up to this point where one discovers the meaning of the I as just the witness, is not what Vedanta is aiming for. You do not require the Shruti, you would not require the Upanishad to tell you that you are the witness, because any person who is discerning, any person who has the ability to analyze the subtlety will definitely come to this understanding, even without the aid of the Upanishad and the teacher, that I am the witness, for which you do not require a teacher, you would not require the Upanishad. Just to know that you are the witness. Jagrat Swapna Sushupti, meaning the waking, the dream, and the deep sleep. These are the only three states of experience. Now we are not really very worried and concerned about just what is happening in the waking state. Just as waking is a state, dream is a state, deep sleep is yet another state. And for any Viveki person, meaning the person who has discrimination, he naturally is going to discover independently by himself that these are the three states which come and go. The waking comes and goes, the dream comes and goes. So also the deep sleep comes and goes. The person whom you call yourself as I is only a character in the waking state. This ego is just one character in the waking state. And no sooner the waking state leaves, this ego, this person is also no longer available. There is yet another ego which gets replaced in the dream state. In the dream, you may see yourself as a butterfly bouncing on the leaves and the flowers in the garden. And you have a life of a butterfly. The butterfly now chases its girlfriend and has babies, and then it dodges somebody who wants to catch it, maybe a hawk or a sparrow or a lizard. And the dream also subsides, and there is total abyss. The unmanifest, which is the deep sleep state. No ego, no objects, no nothing. The world of in any form is no longer available. Deep sleep state. Everything is just one homogeneous mass of darkness. Nothing there. And so you have Jagrat, Swapna, and Sushupti, the waking, the dream, and the deep sleep state. And in these states, now you are able to understand and see for yourself that whether it was the waking, I am still available. Whether it is the dream, I am still available. And when it is the deep sleep state, I am still available. And therefore, the meaning of this word I for a discriminating person is not the ego, not this person. Then what is the nature of this I? And he now understands that this I has no name, no form, cannot be called as a man or a woman, cannot be called as good or bad, cannot be called as intelligent or unintelligent, is just the witness of all the three states, for which you do not require a teacher. You wouldn't require the Shruti to tell you this. A little bit of contemplation, a little bit of meditation is good enough for you to understand this by yourself independently. And therefore, the student arrives at the teacher's feet with his understanding of the word I as Pratyak Chaitanyam. And if the teacher is going to simply confirm and approve of what the student already has known, then why would you simply just require a teacher or a Shruti to tell you something that you already have known? You don't seek approval over here. You don't need a teacher's confirmation, a stamp of appreciation over here. The teacher, because if you have eaten food and if you are satiated, you don't go asking for anybody's approval. Oh, well, I'm satiated. My hunger is satiated, gone, doused. You don't go asking for anyone's approval. It is something self-evident. That what is self-evident, you don't require anyone's approval. So obviously, such a person is not going to the teacher for any approval, for a stamp of appreciation, endorsement. No, sir, you wouldn't require that. And therefore now, the Vakyam as such has its own function. And the Vakyam now tells you that Atma is Brahman, is Purnam, is Akhandam. That Akhanda Chaitanya which you have understood is the very substratum of all the names and forms, is the meaning of word I. That what you have understood as the meaning of word Tat, Ishvara, now is this I. That what is meant by the word Tat is the meaning of word Tvam. This is what was not known and cannot be known if the Shruti does not show you. And therefore, this is the Pramanyam of the Shruti. Pramanyam means Pramana, tasya bhavaha Pramanyam. Pramana is the means of knowledge, the instrument of knowing. We are not simply saying that treat the Upanishad as some holy book and behave, touch me not. No. Upanishad is a pramanam. This Vakyam is pramanam. It is not a holy book that if you are going to say anything against it, we will become violent or something. No. It is a pramanam, a means of knowledge. What is it that you did not know? You did not know this Atma is Brahman. And that is what this Vakyam tells you, shows you. What is it that you are actually seeking in life? Are you not seeking fulfillment? Are you not seeking this completeness? Therefore, a person may may make great achievements. He can become an emperor and rule the entire globe. Yet the person is bound to be dissatisfied. Yet the insecurity, the fear is going to chase you. The bhayam is going to be there. And therefore, you can be the most powerful person and yet the most threatened person. You can be the most rich person and yet you will be asking for more. You can be a person who has every pleasure of this world at your feet, and still the person is displeased. You don't see that in houses and homes? There can be cooks, and they are ready. The child may demand, I don't want to have Indian food today, I want some other food, and everything comes, and yet the person has, this little boy has some complaint about it. You can have all these pleasures, you can have all the money, you can have all the power, and yet the sense of incompleteness, the sense of inadequacy, the sense of dissatisfaction, the sense of being displeased does not leave you. Therefore, now seriously ask a question, that what is it that you are truly seeking? You apparently may be seeking a new car. You apparently at this moment may be seeking to please your wife because she was little upset last evening. You may be seeking to win an argument in your office today. Apparently you may be seeking all these things, yet down below, you still are seeking completeness, satisfaction, purnatvam. And this then is what comes to you only by knowing. And therefore, we have always said, it is the knowledge which gives moksha. All that is required is that you simply have to know Atma is Brahman. And for this knowledge to take place, you require a tool of knowing, an equipment, and the tool, the means, is this Vakyam. And therefore, do not treat this Vakyam with, or this statement with, very lightly. You know what? I will tell you an incident which took place several years ago. Swami Dayananji was still living, and I must have told you this incident. My watch must be there on the table. Can you please bring it? Because we may lose this sense of time. Is it not there? All right. Thank you. Yeah. And those were his last days. So everybody knew that Swamiji is now ready to say goodbye to the world. So I also went to pay my respect to him. And we had a little conversation. Swamiji, though was in a bad shape, the body was extremely dilapidated. Yet the old man was very, very sharp. And he said something really wonderful. He said, people say that what I am teaching is simple. What is there from morning to evening for years together, from 70s that we have been hearing you till this, time that Swamiji must have passed away 5 years ago. So let's say about, whatever, 18 or 19. 2017, you have been teaching the same thing, Atma is Brahman. So what you have been teaching is simple. And Swamiji said, what I'm teaching is not simple. What I'm teaching is clear. What I'm teaching, what I'm telling you is not bundled up as some mysticism, jumbo mumbo, leaving you to wonder what it is. But what I'm teaching is definitely most profound. There cannot be anything better than this. What would you want to know other than that Atma is complete? You are Purna. You want to know that, you want to know that you are a CEO of the company. You can become a CEO of XYZ, and there will be another CEO of ABC, and who's still more powerful, more intelligent, more smart than you. Then what are you going to do? You still will be left with your own complex. You can become an emperor, the most powerful person, and yet you will be scared, insecure that somebody else should not topple you down. You can become the most powerful, most muddied person, and yet, therefore, insecurity, incompleteness, inadequacy doesn't leave you. Therefore, in knowing Atma is Brahman Purnam, all these things, all the complexes are resolved. Therefore, there cannot be anything better, higher than this. There cannot be anything more than this. And that's why we are not hesitant even for a moment to say that this Tattvamasi Vakyam is the most profound statement that you can ever discover in for the human intelligence to grasp. Most profound. And I'm using this superlative degree. I'm not saying just profound, I'm not saying more profound, I'm saying the most profound. In the superlative degree, you don't have anything else. When you say best, it cannot be two, it has to be only one. People go about saying, these three are my best friends. Best means only one. Can't have more than one. There's no space for the second. That is best. I'm saying it is the most profound. And therefore, those who are now giving themselves to this understanding, what is this sentence? How does this sentence function? Now, please know that a person who is totally dedicated only to this is standing on that pinnacle of life, which is the highest peak. There is nothing more to be known, and that's why Sri Krishna Bhagavan or the Upanishad says, Yallabhan parang kinchit. There is nothing, no greater gain than this. Yallabhat, इस लाभ से परे और कोई लाभ है ही नहीं, इससे ऊपर और कुछ हासिल करने के लिए है ही नहीं. This is the highest. Therefore, deal with this with all your heart, all your attention. When we say that, well, I don't understand this and that's why I give it up. You were there knocking on the door, opening which you could have had found the treasure of life. But you did not push it sufficiently. And then there are people who are going to say that let us seek something else. Let's go and chase some other spiritual things. Oh, what are you going to chase? Whatever you are chasing is just a mirage then after. Some special experiences, whatever are your experiences, they are just the content of your Jagrat Avastha and they cannot go beyond this. Jagrat Avastha, your waking state is just a small piece, 1/3, and in that 1/3 is one experience. Amongst the several experiences of your waking world, there is just one. Oh, I went to such and such a person and I had a special experience. I felt light and I could see some special angels. And then what happens? And then after I was hungry, and so I went to a cafeteria for a sandwich. So one experience replaced by another, replaced by third in this, and that Jagrat Avastha, in which these experiences only become the small contents, is also, that also gets subsided and is replaced by dream and is replaced by deep sleep. What more? कितने उलझे हुए हैं हम छोटी छोटी चीजों में। इन्हीं छोटी चीजें जब बहुत बड़ी हो जाती है तो बड़ी वस्तु के लिए कोई अवकाश नहीं होता. There is no space left. Because your mind is now occupied with the small things. The small thing only has occupied. How would there be any space for that which is bigger, greater? Your whole spiritual exercise, spiritual sadhana is to rise above the small squabbles. That's why teachers like Shri Krishna, Bhagavan Bhashyakar, etc., don't say that rise above these pairs of opposites. मान अपमान शीतोष्ण, कब तक इसमें ही उलझे रहोगे? उठो भाई, इससे भी ऊंची चीज है परमेश्वर. कब तुम परमेश्वर के दर्शन के लिए तैयार हो जाओगे? When will you be ready for that? When will you be prepared for that? जी, किसी ने किया मान, किसी ने किया अपमान. दोनों को ही धन्यवाद, नमस्कार, आगे चलो. No, but our buddhi is involved, as if anchored strongly only in these experiences. That's because of likes and dislikes. Raga dvesha. To rise above this raga dvesha, he is your spiritual journey. Once when you have reason, and now when the buddhi, when your intelligence is not rattled by these likes and dislikes, by these raga, dvesha, attractions and repulsions, whatever comes is welcomed, and whatever goes, you are ready to bid goodbye to it. आता है जाता है चलो ठीक है. ये तो is it is the very nature of this prapancha, of this world. कुछ आएगा कुछ जाएगा. But a person gets involved and stays into it, drowned into it, preoccupied by that, only because of raga dvesha. And the only way to rise above raga dvesha is to follow the tenets of dharma, kartavyam. Doing something because you like and avoiding something because you dislike. If this is the standards by which you are going to live your life, you're going to deceive yourself. Whether you like it or not, doing it or avoiding it because it is right, it is yogyam, it is kartavyam, then you have reason about likes and dislikes. Then you have struggled to free yourself from the clutches of raga dvesha. And therefore, dharma is that vidhi, it is that method by which a person is able to rise above likes and dislikes. I will not give him water because I don't like him. Dharma is going to tell you, since he is there and he is thirsty. You have a pitcher of water in your hand, it is your kartavyam to give water. Give him. The moment now you give him because it is dharma, because this is what you should be doing, you have ignored the dislike that you have for that person. And in this vyavahara, in this transaction, you have reason about likes that dislike. Just because you like somebody, you are going to say, I'm going to give you 2 glasses of water. For what? It is not required. One glass of water was required by him, but you are going to force him to take 2 because you like him. Now, do you see how dangerous you become when you are functioning through likes and dislikes? Rise above. And if you have to keep anything in mind, let only kartavyam be there. That's why we are saying that our whole culture is the culture of kartavyam. Rama is not going to the forest in exile because he is bored in the palace. He says it is kartavyam. Otherwise, nobody outside the palace would have ever known what has transpired in Kaikai's quarters. Everything was ready for coronation. there would have had been a coup, a revolt in people if Rama was to be rejected. People already were seeing Ram as their leader, as their king, and they adored him. Everybody was ready to lay their life down, young and old. But Rama says this is kartavyam, not because I like or I dislike. Our whole culture, that's why Rama stands as an ideal, because he stands for the idea of kartavyam. Kartavyam means kartum yogyam, that what is appropriate to be done. That is yogyam, kartum yogyam kartavyam. Well, friends, so karma has its own place in the scheme of human evolution. But when you have reason and now the intelligence is stable, when it is not rattled by the world of opposites, and by this world of opposites, pleasant and unpleasant, Shita Ushna, the cold and the heat, and all these various friends and foes and things do not rattle, do not shake the buddhi, the intelligence. Now that intelligence is steady, is going to be clear in its vision, and with this stable mind, with a great contentment which comes with it, now arrive at this sentence, Tattvamasi. Now we are saying this Tattvamasi Mahavakyam is that Vakyam which generates any Vakyam which is Pramanajanyam will generate, which is a Pramana Vakyam, will generate knowledge. And this Vakyam generates knowledge. Obviously, knowledge is opposed only to ignorance, destroys the ignorance. Ignorance which constantly made you say Naham Brahma. This experience or your present knowledge about yourself is Naham Brahma. I am not Brahman, I am not complete. Don't iterate and reiterate this to yourself from morning to evening? When you are saying mujhe paisa chahiye or chahiye, what are you saying? I am incomplete. When you are crying, cribbing, screaming, scheming, fuming and fretting, what are you saying? Naham Brahma, Naham Brahma. I am incomplete, I am incomplete, I am incomplete. यही जब चल रहा है तुम्हारा, सुबह से शाम तक, जगने से सोने तक, ना हम ब्रह्म, ना हम ब्रह्म. यही अज्ञान, और उसी अज्ञान में फिर सो जाते हो. You go to sleep in that ignorance. सब लय हो जाता है वहां पे. तो you do not even have the equipment of knowing, and therefore the knowledge cannot take place in deep sleep, because buddhi and the indriyas have gone, they are dissolved, they have gone into the state of their of the bija avastha, like the seed, being there yet not available for transaction. Like in a small seed, the tree is already there, the potential of the tree is there, but is not available. If you are going to break the seed, you are not going to find a tree anywhere. You cannot pluck any flower or fruits from there. Like that, everything has gone into this unmanifest in the deep sleep. So from morning to evening, you have already been doing the japa, Naham Brahma, Naham Brahma, Naham Brahma. And then, tired, all the equipments are stored, sent into this unmanifest deep sleep, to wake up again to say, Naham Brahma, Naham Brahma, I am. And then again, your sad song begins. Naham Brahma, I am incomplete, I am incomplete, I am dissatisfied, I am displeased. गाते जाओ अपने ये aranya rudan. Aranya rudan means crying in the forest, wailing in the forest. Who's there to listen to you? करते बैठो aranya rudan. इसलिए पुरुषार्थ, पुरुषकार, the prayatna is only this. Now be prepared. Step up. Come to, since you have come to the door of this Vedanta, and here's the teacher explaining it to you, that how, what is this Vakyam, and how is this Vakyam going to function? We are getting into a little technical part of it. Here he said that once when a person has acquired the lakshartha of both the words, the implied meaning of both the words, tat and tvam, now these are the meanings of the word, and now this vakyam with these three sambandhas. Which three sambandhas did we see? We have seen that it is through the, can somebody say that? Let me hear if you can. What are the
Samanadhikarana.
Yes.
And
Visheshan,
Vishesha Bhava, Laksha Bhava.
These are the three sambandhas. It will deliver the meaning which is Purnam, and that what is infinite, that what is complete, is partless, akhandam. Because khandam, that which is with parts, will again be the source of misery. That which is constituted of parts means it is a sanghat, it is an assembly. Sooner or later, the assembly will disintegrate, and that disintegration will go to such an extent that it will reach destruction. And therefore, that what we are talking about is not constituted of parts. It is not an assembly, it is just one, ekam, but it is purnam. Anantam, it is infinite. This is what one has to know about this I, that this I alone is, and this aloneness is not a synonym to loneliness, because this I is Purnam, complete. And its completeness is not that this chair is complete, like the chair is complete, but the chair may be complete, but it is incomplete because as chair it is complete, but The chair cannot be a table, it can't be a refrigerator, and therefore it is incomplete. So a person is bound to feel, well, I am complete as what I am, but I still want to become something else. I am poor, I want to become rich. I am unhealthy, I want to become healthy. I am not so popular, I want to become most popular. Hod bani rahegi. Once we were sitting with Swami Tejomananji and he said a very beautiful thing. Somebody had come to him and it was one of the leading lawyers in Mumbai who had a roaring practice. And he said, Swamiji, Vedanta helps me to become a better lawyer. Swamiji smirked and he said, what are you saying? In a rat race, even when you win the race, you still are a rat. तो क्या हुआ? You still are a rat. But ये ज्ञान वो है कि जो जीव को ब्रह्म बना देता है. ये ज्ञान वो नहीं है कि भाई मैं गृहस्थ हूं और अच्छा गृहस्थ बनूं. आई एम अ हस्बैंड, आई वांट टू बिकम अ बेटर हस्बैंड. आई एम सो एंड सो, आई वांट टू बिकम अ बेटर पर्सन. ये ज्ञान वो है कि जो जीव को ब्रह्म बना देता है. सारा दारिद्र्य यही खत्म हो जाता है. And so it is one complete, and that what is complete is infinite. Anantam. This is what is the nature of I, which needs to be known. Now the student is coming at a very technical problem, and he is going to say, sir, since this vakyam is able, your claim is that this vakyam shows that what is akhandam. But how can the akhandam be shown by the vakyam? It is not possible for any sentence to show that what is infinite, complete. It's not possible. Whatever the vakyam will show cannot be complete, because that vakyam by itself delivers the meaning through the process of samsarga and vishishta. That will be the meaning, samsarga and vishishta will be the meaning of the sentence. संबंध दिखाएगा, संसर्ग दिखाएगा, अथवा विशिष्ट होकर के दिखाएगा. अखंड अर्थ तो हो ही नहीं सकता. अखंड cannot be there. So this is the, now you can see there. He says, Nanu. I just hope that you're able to see this clearly. No. Nanu. Can you see this Purva Paksha Nanu? Hopefully. Nanu ghatam anaya ityado samsargo va vishishto va vakyarthaha sarvasammataha natu akhanda vakyarthaha kaishchit abhyupagamyate iti ashankya aha sansargasyeti. Now take, for example, a simple sentence like bring the pot. Ghatam anaya. In this vakyam, there is samsarga between the padarthas. And padarthas, now we have known the meaning of padartha. What is called as padartha? Can somebody please bring that? definition without turning your pages. What is padartha? Please don't say padasya artha, padartha. No.
Swamiji, padasya vishayatvam, padarthatvam, padajanya jnana vishayatvam is padarthatvam.
Yes, not padasya vishayatvam. Nahi. Padajanya jnana vishayatvam padarthatvam. याद है ना, भूल मत जाना, please don't forget. Like the footprints in the sand, ऐसे मत छोड़ना पीछे का. पदजन्य ज्ञान विषयत्वम. इन पदार्थों का संसर्ग, यही वाक्य का अर्थ हो सकता है, अथवा पदों में रहने वाला जो विशिष्ट, एक दूसरे से जो विशिष्ट हो जाते हैं, वही वाक्यार्थ हो सकता है. ऐसे विशिष्ट होते हैं, ये एक अलग प्रक्रिया है. किंतु इतना ही याद रखना, पदार्थों का संसर्ग यही वाक्य दिखा सकता है, अथवा वाक्य में होने वाला जो पद है, वे पद विशिष्ट होकर के एक दूसरे से विशिष्ट होके अपना अर्थ बता देते हैं, यही वाक्यार्थ हो सकता है. इति सर्वसम्मतः, ये दिस इज एक्सेप्टेड बाय ऑल, सर्वसम्मतः, न तु अखंड वाक्यार्थः कैश्चित अभ्युपगम्यते, and therefore that what is akhandam cannot be shown and is not accepted by any of these thinkers. Kaishchit abhyupagamyate iti ashankya aha. This is the shanka, the doubt raised over here. And so now this Purva Paksha is framed in the Moola Grantha as Samsargasya va, Vishishtasya va, Vishishtaikyasya va, Pratyakshadi Viruddhatvena, Tattvanusanthani Avakya Pratipadyatva Ayogat. Now there are these four things because of which the akhanda vakyartha cannot be what is delivered by this vakyam. It cannot be shown by the vakyam. Why? Because that which will be shown either will be the vakyartha will be samsarga, vishishta, vishishta aikya. And the fourth problem is that it is something which is opposed to what is directly known. What is directly known according to him presently is that I am incomplete. How can, and this is directly known, then to say that I am Purnamaya, this Atma is Brahman, this cannot be known because it is Pratyaksha Viruddha. Everybody's experience, if you are going to count, what is everyone over here saying? That I am incomplete, aham karta, aham bhokta, aham karta, aham bhokta, I am the doer, I am the experiencer, I am Mr. XYZ, I am Mr. ABC, whatever. But finally, what does it mean? That I am not Brahman. Your own experience, I am hungry, I am thirsty, I am tired, I am fresh, I am energetic, I am low, I am depressed, I am what do they call, little melancholic, I am delighted. What does all this mean? Naham Brahma. I am not Brahman. This is what you are saying. And that's why it is your direct experience. And this direct experience is something which is opposed to the meaning delivered by the Vakyam. Atma is Brahman. Therefore, because of these problems, how can the Vakyam Tattvamasi ever say or mean Atma is Brahman? It can mean it can have a different meaning, but definitely, according to the Purva Paksha, according to the opponent, according to this doubt, it cannot mean Atma is Brahman. Vakya Tattvamasyadi Vakya Pratipadyatva Ayogat. It cannot be, it's not possible. This is what is said over there. Now the teacher is going to give his reply to this, in which we will enter tomorrow morning. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantaho Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmiti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Om. Thank you, friends. Thank you all. We will meet for Bhagavad Gita this evening. Those who are, kindly inform your friends and other people too that we are meeting for Bhagavad Gita in the evening. So our classes have resumed, and till the time that I'm here, we will continue with these classes. There may be a break in between if I'm traveling outside, but whenever we are together, I'm here, we will have our class.